What's up, everybody? I am super excited that you've joined me for our first BTS session, Behind the Stems. And the first album we're going to take a look at is none other than No Failure by Melvin Crispell III. All right, let's pause right here because I have to say, Melvin is amazing, otherworldly, incredible, and that live recording was just, oh my God, I mean, amazing from beginning to end. And I was so honored to be able to vocally produce and arrange and sing background. So let's get it. The first song we're going to dive into, Jesus Is My Help. Now, listen, if you're a fan of gospel, you already know that that song is a classic written by his father, Melvin Crispell Jr. So, when I was tasked with vocally arranging this song, I said to myself, how can I do this without compromising the integrity of the song? I want to keep the integrity of the song, yet I want to add a little sauce here and there. So I had to study a bit because I wanted to make sure it was done right. Now, there was no template, there was music, but there were no vocals. And all I had was to go off of what we all knew to be Jesus Is My Help. So I studied and I studied, and I said, okay, well, let's go for it. And the way that I vocally produce and arrange, especially when there's no template, maybe melodies or just music, I tend to give you enough so that you have options. And then we can kind of just build the song from there. So let's take a look at it stripped down without the music. All right, let's take a look at the first verse of this song. Again, the objective is to keep the integrity, yet add a little sauce here and there. We're taking the listeners on a journey, so we don't want to do too much. So the focus in my mind would be, all right, let's keep it similar and then drop some sauce here and there. Let's focus on vibrato, legato, staccato combinations. Let's focus on the vowels and consonants and see what we build from there. Clarity is so important, and it can make the difference between a song that sounds muddy and one that sounds clear. So singing very bright, showing your teeth, and being intentional about the way you pronounce your words is so important. So this is what happened when we introduced that. Let's go.
What did I worry? Why should I fret? Look at all the ways he's made and every promise kept. I look to the hills from which cometh my help. Tell you where my help cometh. Tell you where my help cometh. Tell you where my help cometh. It cometh from the Lord.
All right, so again, don't want to do too much. When we talked about the vibrato, legato, and staccato combinations, you get that right? That's staccato. And then you have that fast vibrato that makes a huge difference, especially where it's placed. So it was important for me to make sure these verses gave you that feel. And I'm always about feel. When you hear the verse end, there's this, right? I mean, those aren't the notes, but it came from a feeling that I had listening to the music over and over and over again. I tell you where my help cometh. It cometh from the Lord. Little subtle movements can make a huge impact. Let's listen again.
What did I worry? Why should I fret? Look at all the ways he's made and every promise kept. I look to the hills from which cometh my help. Tell you where my help cometh. Tell you where my help cometh. Tell you where my help cometh. It cometh from the Lord.
All right, let's check out verse 2. We're building this song, right? So how can I make verse 2 a bit different from verse 1? We're taking the listeners on a journey. So I'm still going to use the principles applied in verse 1 in verse 2. But now it's time to spruce it up, spice it up just a bit. Let's see what I did.
Was it our read? Why should I fret? Look at all the ways he's made and every promise kept. I look to the hills from which cometh my help cometh. Tell you where my help cometh. Just know my help cometh. It cometh from the Lord.
All right. So with this verse, you guys heard me speak about counterpoints before. So I love a variation of melodies that I can put together and then it comes to a certain point. It creates such a beautiful dynamic, a beautiful interpretation, I should say, when I'm able to take the soprano and have them do one thing, and altos have them do one thing, and tenors have them do another thing, and then it comes together and it's like, whoa, that was pretty amazing. So that's what I did here. Now, in order for us to kind of break this down a little bit, I'm going to show you what I did with soprano, alto, and tenor. I doubled up on soprano, so one soprano is doing one thing, the other is doing something else, and then you have alto, and then you have tenor that I also recorded in a way that allowed for one tenor to do a certain melody and the other to do another. So let's take a look at that.
I look to the hills from which cometh my help.
One more time.
I look to the hills from which cometh my help.
All right. So if I go here, I want to be able to show you exactly what the soprano did. Let's solo. See what we got.
I look to the hills from whence cometh my help.
Right? Here's our alto. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've been making alto sing soprano. Like, I feel that it's important that you stretch the singers. And that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to stretch you. Let's take a listen.
I look to the hills from which cometh my help.
All right, that was alto.
I look to the hills from which cometh my help.
All right, let's see what one of the tenors did. Here we go.
I look to the hills from which cometh my help.
All right.
I look to the hills from which cometh my help.
So when you put it all together, and of course there are other notes that I did not solo, but when you put it all together, this is what you get.
I look to the hills from which cometh my help.
All right. Now, as I told you before, not everything was recorded on the album. Again, when I'm asked to vocally arrange and produce, what I tend to do is give you options to choose from. There was no template here, so I didn't have any BGVs, and there was no lead. So Melvin still had to put his lead vocal in there. So what I did was give options so that he can say, all right, well, background vocals don't have to sing this here. I'll go here. So what I'm getting ready to show you is just a smidget of a part that I recorded before Melvin put his lead there. And I want you to check that out. Here we go.
I know that he is my help. You, Lord, you are my help. Oh, Jesus is my help, my help, my help. Ooh, yeah.
All right, so let's take a listen to that if I unmute the music. You're like, Sharon, where are we with this? Right here. Here we go.
I know that he is my help. You, Lord.
All right? So that's where we were in that part of the song. And let me tell you something. I literally had to loop that part over and over again because I just didn't know what could be sung that would actually align with what the music was playing. Let's listen to the music. Let's do it one more time. So that was another part of the song that I really, really, really enjoyed. All right, so now it's time for the end of the song. And what I said to myself was, how can I make this ending a bit different from how we've sung it before? I tell you where my help come in. I tell you where my help come in. Right? I didn't want it to be the same thing. So here's what I came up with.
Tell you where my help come in. Tell you where my help come in. Tell you where my help it come in. It coming from the Lord.
The drama, the breath. I'm so dramatic, and I like to put that in my arrangements and as I am vocally producing something. Drama, drama, drama. You can't get enough of it. Let's listen to it one more time.
Tell you where my help come in. Tell you where my help come in. Tell you where my help it come in. It coming from the Lord.
Jesus is my help. Go and check this song out on the album No Failure.